My mom asked me to watch my siblings for a week. It's been 9 weeks. The author of the post is listed in the description. My mom went out 2 days before Christmas and then texted me 12 hours later saying she would be gone for a week and for me to have the kids. She hasn't come back since, so almost 9 weeks. I have heard from her 3 times total, and she is saying she isn't coming back anytime soon. She just keeps sending money. My siblings are 16, 13, 12, 9, and 7. I'm 19. I'm surviving looking after the kids by myself, and TBH, not much has changed because I did most of it when my mom was here anyway. We live with our nan, but she doesn't help with them really either, and my older siblings are long moved out. I guess my question is my mom being gone a serious issue legally and with social services? I don't want to risk the kids going into care, been there done that when I was younger, so I haven't told anyone that she's gone. I'm scared of what will happen if people find out, so I don't want to even ask the question. Arl. Relevant comments. Commenter asks if UOP's nan can provide assistance on getting guardianship on the younger siblings to be in a stable position so no one doesn't have to be in foster care or split up. UOP, thanks. IDK, I guess all I know is I really don't want them going into care. The system where we live is shit, and I just don't want them to go through that. I don't feel like my life prospects are great anyway, and I don't want to send them into care so I can maybe have a bit better life. BC, I doubt I would anyway, and I think the guilt would torture me more than just sticking it out with them. Maybe if I didn't already do everything for them before my mom left, then this would feel worse, but I have taken care of them for years already, and I don't think I can abandon them. My nan might agree to that. For now, she just says my mom will be back soon. She refuses to help with the kids generally, BC. She's been there, done that, or whatever, and says she's too old. Commenter. You need to report your mother for abandoning her kids, but at the same time tell them you will look after them. Your mom need to learn she can't do this to her kids and needs to be brought up on child abandonment charges. UOP. I would do that if it was guaranteed I could keep them, but I don't know if that's even possible or at all likely with so many of them, and we aren't rich. Maybe 1 or 2 kids, they would say okay, but 5 just seems unlikely they would let me keep them. Commenter. Is there any other trusted adult in your family? Aunt, uncle, cousin, something? Maybe they could come help you keep your family together? Oop. We have some aunts and uncles, but none we are close to or who seem like they care. I could try that route, I guess. My older siblings are most likely to give a shit, and even they aren't being very helpful. Commenter. Why do you think your life prospects aren't good? You're 19. You have your whole life ahead of you. This is really unfair of your mom to put on you. I totally get not wanting your siblings to go into the system, but you need to think about setting yourself up to be in a position where you could take care of them if that's your goal. The youngest is 7. You're looking a long road of caregiving if you go this route, and you need to be able to support yourself and them if that's your goal. Oop, I didn't do great in school. We don't have much money, live in a shitty area. I can tick most of the boxes for things that set you back in life. I work now and make a decent wage, but I just can't imagine being able to enjoy that if I abandoned my family. I have thought about it a lot, and I used to wish I could just go and live my own life, but reality is I would have no one and nothing to live for. Commenter. Where TF did she go? Is she in trouble on drugs? Even if she comes back, this sounds super shady, and maybe she shouldn't be caring for them. You need to call someone. Oop. She's done it before. Usually she goes to the same city, but I have no idea what she does when she's there. She tells everyone she's looking for our dad, but that's bullshit. Far as I know, she doesn't do drugs, but she has had issues with alcohol. She's shit in the mom department, but she doesn't care for them even when she is here. I do. Commenter. File emergency guardianship. You're an adult, so I don't see the law removing them if under your legal care. Not sure. Where are your older siblings? Do they know what's going on? Oop. They moved out at 18 and we very rarely see them. I have told them she's gone, but they don't think it's a big deal as she has done it before. Commentor asks UOP if her mother has some types of benefits that might be helpful for the children, and if their father is in the picture or not, and if OOP knows what liabilities she has with her siblings. OOP. I don't have POA or know how I can even get that. I assume it would come with legal guardianship. I think she does, but I don't really know the details or how much. She goes through phases of talking about that stuff, but she also lies a lot. She claims she gets nothing from the government, but she also claims she got thousands from our dad, which is impossible. BC, he is the definition of a train wreck, and I don't know when he has even had a job. As in, if they got hurt in my care? We don't have access to that kind of thing as far as I know. We live in a small rural town with minimal access to a lot of services like that. I'm trying to find out, but not having much luck. I can make $1 4K, 5K a month depending on what shifts I'm able to do. Lately, I can only work 30 HRS a week when the kids are in school, so can't earn as much, but my mom has sent money, and my nan covers most bills, so I don't have a huge amount of expenses. Food for 5 kids is a lot, but I'm doing okay so far and can save a small amount. Food, clothes should be fine. I mainly worry about birthdays and other big expenses like that, but that's why I'm trying to save as much as possible for those times. No idea where my dad is. We haven't seen or heard from him for around 5 years. There were some serious abuse allegations from my older siblings, and he hasn't been seen since. Before that, he would come and go. The age gaps between the siblings are the times he disappeared. He would vanish for sometimes years, then reappear and they'd have a couple more kids. I want to keep them here with us. So really just need advice on how to go about that. Letting them go into care would kill me, so it's not really the advice I'm looking for, but I do understand why everyone is saying that. Update 1. I spoke to my mom on the phone and told her I want her to give me custody of the kids since she is refusing to come back or say when she will be back, and I'm done with her bullshit. We argued for like an hour, but in the end she said she would do it after I told her I was going to call the police on her. Before speaking to her, I spoke to a lawyer, and I should be able to get legal guardianship through a parenting order, which will go through court. My 22-year-old brother said he will move home and help me under the condition that my mom doesn't move back, as he refuses to be around her. His income and input will help a lot, and he seems serious about wanting to be involved with parenting and taking care of the kids, especially our little brother, as he needs a male role model badly. If we can't get custody, then my nan should be able to. Either way, my mom is very unlikely to keep custody unless she suddenly decides she gives a shit. I would bet my life she will never give a flying fuck. Getting legal custody is the outcome I want, so I'm relieved it seems like a real possibility. Now I'm just doing a total overhaul of everything with the kids because I think they need a lot more structure, discipline, rules, routine than they have had until now. I have realized I don't really know anything about good parenting, so I have a lot to learn. Maybe I will get some books. Until now, our house has been more like a house share, with everyone doing what they want and running around feral rather than anyone really guiding the kids. I grew up even more feral, and I don't think it's a good way to be raised. So I'm starting a bath and bedtime routine for the youngest 2, and a curfew for the teenagers, because RN, the 12-year-old, goes off on his skateboard and will just show up again at like 10 p.m. on a school night. I've also been giving them much better food than they usually have, and it's been rough to get them to eat healthy, but we have made so much progress already. Any advice on instilling rules would be welcome, as I don't think it will be easy, and I have never had any kind of actual parent role model in my life. Relevant comments. Commenter, in another post you mention your dad. Where is he? He should step up. Oop. He disappeared 5 years ago after my older siblings started talking openly about how he abused them. We haven't seen or heard from him since. He used to vanish for years at a time and come back when he was bored or whatever, and my mom would try to keep him around with new babies. But I don't think he will be back again. Commenter asked if it was possible for OOP and her nan to get her siblings in therapy. OOP, thank you, SM. We can't afford therapy and don't have any access to it where we live. Even if we had the money, I'm pretty sure it would be a 3HR round trip to the nearest one. X5 would be impossible. I will try to make sure to give them choices and listen to them as much as possible. I already approach things differently with them, as their personalities are so different. Some need me to be a lot more authoritative to even have a chance of them taking me serious. One cries if she even suspects I'm mad at her. It's a lot to learn, but I'm willing to give it everything I've got and hope that will be enough. Editor's note, Oop has appeared into the Baru after it was posted. I have received her permission to share her comment. Oopie, thank you SM for all the helpful comments here and messages offering help, advice. I will reply to them all when I can. RN, I'm putting all my energy into the new routine and trying to sort out legal guardianship so we can get money for the kids, etc. Everything else is a problem for later on when we are more settled. My older brother came up last weekend, and TBH, it was nice, but weird BC, the younger kids don't even remember him. And they pretty much clung to me for the entire time. BC having a man in the house is strange for them. But after he left, they said they miss him and liked having him here. He's been sorting his shit out this week and is coming back tomorrow with all his stuff and will be working remote from our house. Me and him have spoken a lot, and I think we will be able to get on the same page with the kids and make it work. I'm worried about some things with parenting differences, but we will figure it out. I'm trying not to seem controlling, but it's hard to adjust to someone else being very involved when I have been looking after them by myself. I know I need him, though. My nan was actively trying to undermine me, and we had an argument. Then my brother got here, and he had an argument with her in the first half hour. So she has gone to my aunt's for a while. She is still paying the bills here, but if she stops, we will be okay with my brother's money and mine. My brother wants to take the kids and move house, but I am not even thinking about that until everything else is sorted out. Now that things are actually changing, our older sisters are more interested and have been messaging me so they might help as well. The kids are not taking the new routine too well, but we are making progress, so I'm trying to stick with it. I made a meal plan and have stuck to that all week. My 9-year-old sister told me she likes rules, which makes it feel worth it. The teenagers are kind of a nightmare, but I'm trying to persevere with them. 13-year-old was being horrific, and I lost my shit, which made her have an emotional breakdown, and now she's been a lot better. 12-year-old is taking it okay-ish. He just tells me I'm a loser all the time and asks for his skateboard back 1,000,000 times a day. But I know he knows where it is, so he is being pretty good considering he could just take it back if he really wanted. 16-year-old is hell. 7-year-old has like 3 tantrums a day and won't eat or sleep, so she stresses me out probably the most. My mom hasn't called anymore but is complying with giving us custody and told her friend it's the best thing that's ever happened to her. I CBA with her, and if she tries to come back, I will do everything I can to keep her away from the kids. New update. Hi. Not sure if doing multiple updates is okay, but I have had a lot of messages since the Baru post and think it will be easier to update people who are interested like this, as replying to all is hard. Thanks to advice here, we have realized that getting kinship is a better choice for us financially than getting legal guardianship. This wasn't mentioned to us by the lawyer or social services, so I'm so grateful for everyone here, as we will have so much less financial stress on kinship, and we will get access to a lot more services for the kids. Things are already seeming so much less scary. My brother has come home to help me and is working remotely for his same job, which is ideal. He has been amazing at making it all happen so fast and packing up his life to move back. He is still back and forth at the moment, but should be here full-time besides a few days a month where he has to be there in person. Our oldest sister has said she will send some money every month to help us but doesn't want to be involved other than that. I understand why and am very grateful she is helping. Honestly, it hurts a bit that she refuses to talk about the kids or anything, but she is doing what she can handle, RN, I guess. Our other sister is working FIFO right now and has suggested coming back on her weeks off to help out. But I'm not sure if that will actually happen or work well in reality. My brother doesn't get along with her very well and says he doesn't think living with her again will work. The kids are still struggling with the new rules and we have had some issues. 16-year-old hates me, so my brother is trying to take over with her. BC, I am bored of fighting with her. The others are doing better but still so difficult. 7-year-old won't sleep, which is the hardest thing right now. BC, then I can't sleep and I'm tired AF. She has meltdowns when she's tired, and she's always tired now, so she's always having meltdowns. IDK what to do with her. Everything I try to make her sleep doesn't work that well. She says she doesn't know why she won't sleep, so IDK where to even start. My brother tried to get her to bed, and she just cried and screamed for me. 12-year-old is listening to our brother, which is the best thing to ever happen because I was really worried about handling him since he listens to me never. 13 and 9-year-old are easier and not stressing me out too much. So we are kind of divide and conquer now. My brother handles 2, and I handle the other 3. I have found out I'm very protective of the younger ones and find it very difficult to let my brother discipline them, so it causes less problems between us if I deal with them. Still early days and hoping consistency will fix a lot of the smaller issues. Long term, we want to rent somewhere bigger as our nan's house is very cramped and making things harder. This is long and messy. Sorry. Just wanted to update everyone who has asked and thank everyone again for the advice. Relevant comments. Commenter, glad to hear your brother is helping out. Especially with the teenage siblings, it's hard for them to see you as an authority figure, unfortunately, as you're not that much older, and it shouldn't be on you to deal with this. Having two people be a united front for them will be hugely helpful in establishing boundaries. Sounds like the 7-year-old might be dealing with anxiety. Kids are not great at identifying their own emotions. She's running from sleep because she doesn't feel safe to lie down and drop her guard. Strongly recommend getting them checked out by the GP if you can. Mention the trauma background. I know it's hard to find bulk billing GPs at the moment, though. Divide and conquer is the right strategy, as is consistency, as you mentioned. I would strongly recommend communicating the current home situation to the kids' schools. They may be able to hook you guys up with more social services, and if nothing else, it will be helpful for teachers to be aware of the situation in dealing with behavioral issues. But I am a teacher, so that's my bias, LOL. Oop. Yeah, I think him being that bit older and the fact they haven't seen him for years has made him automatically more of an authority figure to the teenagers. The younger ones are a bit unsure of him still, and I think they will adjust to him better if he isn't being the strict one straight off. It's hard to find the balance with the different approaches for each kid. But 16-year-old went to a party last night and was texting me arguing about the preset pickup time we gave her, so my brother went to get her, and she actually got in the car. If I had gone, she would have 100% told me to fuck off. Yeah, she refuses to lay down and just hates her bed. Only way I can get her to sleep is by laying in her bed with her until I'm sure she's in a deep sleep. And that's after hours of her physically fighting me, crying, etc. Trying to get them to the GP is a huge struggle time-wise and money-wise. We'll get them in ASAP, but probably won't be that soon. Also don't have a car big enough for everyone, so would have to go in separate trips as well. The teachers are aware of the situation. They know my mom is a POS, and I have been doing parents' night, etc. for the kids for literal years. I told them she is away, and I am going for custody. Commenter, 7 might be having bad dreams, or maybe she feels being awake is the only time she has any control over her life. Did your egg donor leave during the night, maybe? Either way, insomnia is a bitch, and I sympathize with you both. Will she quietly draw or watch videos during the night while you sleep? Does she have a nightlife and white noise? Oop. Yeah, 7-year-old woke up on Christmas Eve to our mum being gone. TBAH, she seemed kind of unfazed about it, BC. She is not even remotely close to my mum. She slept in my room from like 4 months old, but it obviously has affected her. I think she is probably worried I will leave, so she's trying to stay awake to make sure I'm still there. I tell her all the time I'm not going anywhere, etc., but she just freaks out about bedtime every single evening. Even if I keep her in the living room with me and hope she will fall asleep without any pressure, she stays awake way too late, considering she has school in the morning, and she still cries and says she just wants it to be morning already. The 4 kids are all in the same room, and there's a nightlight in there, but 13-year-old turns it off because she says she can't sleep with any light. 7-year-old has never said she needs a light TBF. She slept fine in the dark before all this. How do you like these stories? Write your opinion in the comments. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Love you.